to the Hillbilly Chicken Ranch. I'm Susan, your hostess. Welcome to Garden 25, Sow It, Grow It. We are in an open collaboration. This is my garden season for 2025, and I wanted to share my garden with everyone. If you are a content creator and you want to jump on board, please do. If you have a garden, whether it's a flower garden, kitchen counter garden, patio garden, whatever, jump on board and show us your tips and tricks to gardening and what you're harvesting this year. We have a beautiful Rose of Sharon tree blooming. I'm going to show you that in just a moment, but we're in my front garden area. There is an official playlist below this. Make sure that you're using the hashtags Garden25 and Sow It, Grow It, and tagging my channel, the Hillbilly Chicken Ranch, so that I can find your videos. With that said, let's get into the garden, see what we can harvest today. A couple of strawberries for me to taste this morning. Fresh off the vine. There's nothing sweeter than a strawberry fresh out of the garden. We are loaded with bell peppers in the garden. I think I've got a couple of them out here ready to pick. Beautiful bell peppers. These are supposed to be Tabascos. Look at these peppers. I think they mixed up the plant, but we've got some ready to harvest. Banana peppers. The oregano is really popping up now. The rosemary is taking off. I do have some flowers in these pots, but I need to weed them again that are coming up from those seed things that we bought. And this is, I believe, chamomile. Yeah, that's chamomile there. The lavender is taking off, so that is a good sign that we have got the soil right and the pH right. This bucket will get moved to a new location the end of this week. The Vicks plant is doing well. My celery is popping back that I cut and I harvested from, so we'll get some more celery out of that, and I need to get out here and weed those really bad. This whole bed here needs to be weeded because I haven't gotten out here to weed. We've been so busy. Butternut squash. Onions or garlic, I'm not sure which. We have a volunteer out here of some sort. Not sure what I'm growing, but we're going to let it continue. So I have several of these soft neck garlic or onion. I'm not sure which growing out here. Y'all, these Roma tomato vines are so heavy, we're having to really stay on top of tying them up. And I like to pick my tomatoes when they start to blush. I'm just going to walk you down this way. Maybe you can see it in the camera, but they are just loaded with tomatoes. I've never seen so many tomatoes on a vine. Look at this. Just amazing. And they're so heavy we can't tie the vines up. And our wild goose peas are coming in. The plants are starting to fill out. There's another one. So our tomatoes are starting to blush. We've had so much rain, some of the tomatoes are going to split like that. And this one is actually riper than I usually leave on the vine, but it's there. Why not gather it from your garden and enjoy it? These are Amish paste tomatoes. That is a Roma, and the Romas are bigger than I've seen in the stores, so they're quite big out here. We have very fertile ground over here. We've collected quite a bit so far. Beefmaster tomatoes. We've got lots of buds and lots of tomatoes. They're not ripe yet, but we have a lot of them. Goodness. These are Kentucky beefsteak tomatoes. That one's starting to blush a little bit. So our tomatoes are doing really well. We did come out here and feed the tomato plants in the back because they were scrawny, and we didn't understand why, but they're starting to fill out. I've harvested enough of our beans. These are the Louisiana purple pod green beans. I've harvested enough of them to get 7 quarts. I'll show y'all that at the end of the video. Let me walk around. And they are just covered with blooms. And the bees are really in here working. And I have to be careful because I picked up a tick out here while picking green beans. So here's some that I missed. Go ahead and gather those. Let's see what else we got here. There's a few more. Just last night I was out here gathering. And the reason we grew them like this is so that they would hang down on the trellis to be easier for us to find. The bees are really working in my cucumbers, so I'm going to have to be careful sticking my hands in here. Got 3 good-sized cucumbers. The peas are starting to really fill out on their greenery. And y'all, this is our okra. I'm going to walk around on the other side because it's easier for me to get it down in through here. But I've already pulled one okra pod off, and we've got blooms. And that's what I want to show you down here. Blooms. They have the prettiest blooms. We have jalapenos ready to pick. Those are the hot jalapenos. That is the chocolate mint, y'all. It is just doing so well. I need to get out here and cut some tops off of it. This is lemon balm. And that is the anise hyssop. And it's got such pretty little flowers on it. And this is our catnip. I think that's right. I think I got them right. I have labels somewhere in all of this menagerie. Yeah, this is the catnip. This is our parsley, our mammoth basil. Look how big those little leaves are on that basil. Amazing. We harvested all of our garlic we had out here. This is the bouquet hot peppers. And I'm going to be out here harvesting them in a day or two. These are the sweet jalapenos, and I've only gotten one off of them so far. The English thyme is so pretty and so fragrant. Our mammoth dill has popped back to life. We have some citronella out here. This is sage. Let me get over here to the sweet jalapenos. And I'm definitely going to be collecting seed from them this year. Can you see the little pod there? Oh, I see one that is ready to pick. Well, it's almost ready to pick. So I'm going to leave those on there for another day. And our potatoes are in bloom. Yay. Calendula, folks, calendula. I'm popping the heads and I'm throwing them back in here to create more plants. I love the calendula. We haven't gotten around to planting all of our flowers because we've had so much rain. But I'm glad I got this in here to help the bees. And it is aesthetically pretty, and it is also medicinal. There is that tansy. And we have purple hull peas down at this end, planted among the weeds that we haven't been able to get out here and take care of because of the rain. And I do believe the tansy is getting ready to bloom. We're down at the other end. There's my purple basil. These are struggling, Amish paste, and I need to get out here and pinch off the tops of my basil again so that it'll bush out and create more basil for me. We will be drying most of our herbs this year. There is one of those wild goose peas. And occasionally I get a tomato where, can y'all see that? We just chunk those. I think this plant is probably doomed. And we got some volunteers down here by our raspberry. This is from last year's zinnia patch, which I'm just happy as I can be to see them coming back. And that is a raspberry plant. So we've got at least one that's doing very, very well, one that's struggling, and two I'm not sure will come back. No carrots, but we got beautiful greenery off of the carrots. I've got another couple of garlic scapes over here getting ready to harvest, and that's the hardneck garlic there. We got cayenne peppers hanging everywhere. Morning harvest, y'all. We'll be back out here this evening probably picking more vegetables. Some nice cucumbers, beautiful bell peppers, jalapenos, and banana peppers, and supposedly Tabascos. Beautiful tomatoes. And let's not forget our Louisiana purple pod green beans. Yum, yum. So this is going to be fresh vegetables for us to eat during the week. I still need to go out here and check my blackberries. Louisiana purple pod green beans. I canned them in quarts this year with no salt, and they look delicious. Had a little softening on a couple of jars, but that's all right. And that's what they look like fresh. And our blackberries are starting to pick up. Hey friends, thank you so much for watching my channel. Thank you for the many comments, the likes, the friendships, and for sharing this content out. Take a moment and watch all of the advertisements, because that is how I get monetized and get paid. I appreciate each and every one of you for your time and your patience. And y'all, I have this special content over here I think you might like.